Welcome back. This session is a fun session, all right? Last one was not, no. Simplify your life with Messages extension, all right? So, you already know about that. iMessages was introduced in iOS 10, basically, right? And basically it allows you to open up the Messages app, which is part of your iOS SDK or iOS version, and then you can send out funny stickers or any applications that you can use, right? I also have 4 or 5 applications on the App Store which are iMessages applications. This one is called Flash Response, and basically this is what you're going to use if you are driving and you want to text someone, your friend, that I'm not going to be here, meet me at the gym, so you can just press one time and it goes. Emoji King is another one of my apps. They have like really big size emojis, as you can see. Maria app is, I did this app for one of my clients, and this app helped my client's mother-in-law to talk to her clients, because she runs a business of cleaning services and she doesn't speak English. So this app, she can type something and then it translates basically. Right? I mean, it doesn't really translate on the fly, it's pre-configured. The original vision was that we will use Google Translate to just translate it automatically, but then my client said that Google Translate is like sometimes it misses the context, so that's why. This is one of the weirdest, really weird app. It uses the Swiftify framework and it converts your Objective-C code into Swift. Most probably you're never going to use it, right? But it's just for fun. I created it and it's online for free. I don't know if anyone wants to text message Objective-C code or Swift code, but if you do, there it is. This is my latest app, and we will be building something very similar to this app. This app allows you to send text messages which are hiding behind the smiley face, and the person who is sending the text messages can never see the text message again. And the person who receives the text messages is going to receive a smiley face, but once they click on the smiley face, they can see the actual message. And that is exactly what we are going to build. So iMessages, there are 2 types of iMessages. One is Stickers app and one is the normal iMessages app. All right. Stickers apps are, you can develop in 30 seconds. And we're going to do that. We're going to start with a basic Stickers app and we can create it in 30 seconds. I think the great thing about Stickers app is this is the first time, I believe, in the history of iOS framework that someone with no knowledge of code can publish an app to the App Store, because it's no code. All you need to do is to draw stickers and put it there and done. All right. You might need a little bit of help in publishing the app because it's a little bit weird process, but you don't need any code to create Stickers app. And that's pretty much. iMessages apps are like a regular iOS applications, but they run inside MS Messages app view controller, which we're going to see. There are different classes for iMessages app. We're going to see all of those: MS Conversation, MS Message, Layout, Session. But this is very important, the compact presentation style and the expanded. So let me show you what that means. Now in this case, this is a compact style. If you go over here, this. I'm only talking about this part. This is compact, right? Now if I press on Hola or any other thing, then it's going to slide up. This part is called extended state. And these are the only 2 things you need to know: compact, expanded. But that's it. Let's start with building an app. Let's go ahead and first build a very simple stickers application. All right. So you can already see this one, sticker pack application. This is the application that does not require any code, and we can do it in 30 seconds. So I can say NS Coder stickers app, NS Coders Mexico stickers app, and that's pretty much it. There's no code, there's no Swift file, there's no Objective-C file, there's no app delegate, there's no storyboard. The only thing you see is this stickers assets. Once you click on the stickers assets, you can click on the sticker pack folder and just do what it says. Just drag and drop your stickers and you're done. So let's go ahead and do that. So I already have a folder somewhere over here, and there we go. I'm gonna just drag it over here, let it go. These are all the stickers, and that's it, you're done. And presentation is over. No, it's not. Let me run it. Sometimes it takes a little bit time to run it. Actually, there we go. So you didn't really write any code, drag and drop, and you're done. Now this is really appealing to if you're a graphic designer. I'm not, but if you're a graphic designer good with Photoshop or tools like that, you can create really beautiful stickers. You don't need to code, you just need to drag and drop and you're done. And you can send these smiley faces. There are already 2 accounts added because it's a messaging app, so there has to be 2 accounts. One is called Kate and other one is called John. And here is what John sees. And you can click on the sticker and it just shows the bigger version of it. Right? This is the expanded state. Right? That's very important. This is, now we are, if I go over here, it's kind of, you have to, hey, this is the compact state right here. If I click on this, it's going to go to expanded state and then compact state, right? You can make your stickers a little bit bigger also if you want. If you click over here, you can see that right now the size is medium. You can put your stickers large or small depending on the size of the stickers. In my app, Emoji King, I have like large, really huge stickers, which sometimes annoys people who get the message because it completely takes off the whole screen. Right. So that's it. That's the sticker app. Drag and drop, 30 seconds, you're done. Right? But I think the real power of iMessages comes from the fact that you can create business applications. Maybe you want Uber in iMessages. Maybe you want someone to send their location, right? If I'm here, I just click on iMessage, it just messages my location, which is already, by the way, a feature in Messages, which I didn't know about. So I built my own, and then when I was completed with my app, I realized it's already there. So, all right. So let's look at the storyboard. I've already did a little bit of work in the storyboard. Okay. This is what it comes with. This I added and this one I added, and you can tell with the really bad colors that I choose that I added that. But if I run my app, this is the one that's going to get rendered. So let's go ahead and run it. And this one, this class inherits from Messages view controller, which is necessary. And here we go. Hello world. Okay. Now, if you are creating any iMessages app that will be consisting of multiple screens like we have, you have to use what is called view controller containment, right? So if I run it again, and view controller containment, I believe, was introduced in iOS 7 or 8, maybe 7, which allows part of your screen to be controlled by a different view controller. So that's what we want to do. We want this part to be filled with this part. That will allow us to create a message. But before I do that, I want to tell you a story about what we are creating, all right? So this is a story about two teenagers, two people, a boy and a girl, and they're texting each other. They're attending parties, going to bars or whatever. I don't think teenagers can go to bars, but anyway, but they're not doing their homework, right? And they're texting each other, hey, you want to go to the party? You want to go to this party? You want to go hang around? And their mom picks up the phone and they'll say, what's going on? You're supposed to be doing your homework. Why are you texting each other that you want to go to a party? So these teenagers decided, hey, maybe we can somehow create an app which we both can install and send messages in a secret way so our mom doesn't know what's going on. All right, so this is I'm the teenager and I'm going to implement that app. All right. So the first thing I need is to create a message. Obviously, if I am sending someone a text message that, hey, do you want to go to a party? I want to create a message. So there's a create button. When I press this, it should open up a very simple text view of a screen with a text field and a send button. This is the text field where I'm going to write, hey, you want to go to a party or something like that. But the first step is to display this guy. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to use the principles of view controller containment. All right, so that's a little bit more code than you might expect, but it's necessary to do that. All right. So our current mission is when we load our app, we should see this screen in the compact mode, in the small mode. I will click on the button, create message, then it will show this screen. And I will write my message and I will say send, and then it will send the message. Okay, so I'm going to implement a method which is part of WWDC 2016, which is called present view controller. Okay, now there is a lot of stuff going on in present view controller, but don't worry about that. It's simply removing the child views and adding the view controller that I'm trying to add. And you will see that all of these different screens are controlled by different view controllers. Compact secret messages view controller, and this one is different. Let's see, this one is create secret messages view controller. And I'm going to inject it into that small portion, at least one of them. All right. So here's the controller. It's not doing anything. One thing that I'm passing is presentation style, compact or expanded. If it's compact, I want to inject this guy, which only has a button. That's pretty much it. So let's do that. If presentation style is compact, then controller is equals to instantiate compact view controller. Now you might be wondering, what is this? It's nothing complicated. It's simply a function that reads using the storyboard, using the ID, and the ID is right here. So I can go over here and the ID is right here. And using the ID, I'm loading the view controller. Once I load the view controller, I simply return it. Now let's go ahead and call this method into did become active and also did transition to. Did become active is one of the delegate methods of MS Messages view controller delegate, and did become active is fired whenever the screen comes up. So I want to do that. So let's go ahead and call that, and I have this in place. Let's go ahead and call it. Let's go ahead and run it, and hopefully we'll see our orange view controller with a button in the compact state, because that's where we are loading it. There we go. So step number 1 is done. That's really good. Now if I click on this, nothing really happens. It prints out something. Button is pressed. What I really want to do is I want to open up my purple controller, which is this one, which will allow me to write some secret message, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Now all of these controllers, whether it is the orange controller or the purple controller, they are talking back to the messages controller using protocols. So if you see over here, the messages controller, delegates or protocols. Yeah. So messages view controller is conforming to this protocol and also the create secret message. So I can remove this line, and what I can do is, so this is the one button is pressed. I can simply request the expanded state. Request presentation style is part of the messages framework. What is this going to do is this is going to call transition, which is this one. This is going to call the code that we wrote, present view controller. The presentation style we're passing is expanded. It's going to call over here, and most probably it's going to blow up because there is no case for expanded. So let's go ahead and do that. Since there are only 2 cases, compact or extended, I can say else controller equals to instantiate secret view controller. And now if I run it, you will see when I press the button, it's going to show me the purple view controller in an expanded state. There we go. So we are getting closer, and if I go back to my correct orange controller, right? Now if I type something over here and say send, nothing really happens. What should happen is whatever I type over here, let's say go to party or whatever, and send, it should go back to this controller and write the message over here. So this is what should happen, right? Now once again, my purple view controller, which is this one, the create secret message, is once again talking back to the messages view controller using the delegates and protocols. So I will get this over here. So whatever I type, I can actually get it over here. So I can print it out, so that we are sure that the messages view controller is getting all that information. So let's go ahead and press on create message, and I can say, hey, do you want to party, whatever, and send, and you can see over here we are printing it out, so we are getting the information, but we still need to send the information. So let's go ahead and send it. self.activeconversation.insert text, and then send the text and pass nothing. Active conversation is, as it says, is a conversation between 2 people, and when you insert something into it, it becomes part of the thread, part of the conversation. So let's go ahead and insert that and see what happens. And once again, active conversation is part of the Messages app view controller. So I'm going to press create message, and I can say just smaller, word of party. Oh, so now we need to go back to the compact state also, right? So let's do that also. I can do over here, I can say request, presentation style compact, and let's run it again. Now one thing you will understand is using iMessages app, no matter what kind of app you write, you can never send a message using the app. The person has to press send button to send the message, all right? Or else it's like you can be sending some weird stuff. So wanna party, send, and you can see it's not sending, it's just wrote in the text box. Now I'm going to send it, wanna party, and I can go back to John, he's going to receive the message. But that didn't really solve any problem. I mean, if John or Kate's parents pick up the phone, they can read this, wanna party. I mean, we didn't go anywhere with this. We are basically back to square one where we started. Okay, so how can we make it hidden so that parents cannot see it, all right? So there's another thing the active conversation takes, which is the message. And this is a way to customize the appearance of it, okay? Like the background and all that stuff. So first we need to create the message, class or object, message. And then we can say message.layout. We don't have any layout, so let's go ahead and create a layout. Layout is basically the background, the caption, the trailing caption and all those things. And yeah, we don't need to use this one. We were using insert message. We send the message and let's go ahead and run it. So now we're not inserting text into a conversation, we're inserting something called message. So let's see how that looks like. So I'm going to say create message once it loads. Sometimes you will see that in the messages extensions takes a lot of time to load, even in Xcode 8.2. So I'm going to say wanna party, send, and you can see it's not sending a text message, but still it's showing what you're sending, right? Which is not good again. I mean, any parent can pick up the phone and it's not going to work. So how about if we give some sort of a background? Maybe that will work. So let's go ahead and create a background for the layout. Layout dot image, UI image, and we can simply pass in top secret. Of course, you shouldn't use anything called top secret. That's the first thing your parents are going to look at. So let's go ahead and let's see if it loads correctly. Create message. And now you will see that it's even more clear that there's something wrong, right? It's like now you're in really big trouble. Okay. So definitely this is not working out. This line is passing the text. We cannot use this line. So let's remove that. But if we don't use this, how would the person know what party? I didn't get any message. I just got an image of top secret. It doesn't mean anything. So now we have to look at something called components, and we have to create a URL. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. NS URL components, so we have to create something like this. Right? So if you have been doing web development, this is pretty much like a query string that you pass in. There can be another one like a secret message and then hidden message. You can say something like this. You can create those things using components, components.query items. And then we can create ns query item. And sometimes the auto selection doesn't work. Here we go. So key value, I'm going to say secret message, and the value is going to be the actual text. Let's go ahead and build this. NS URL query item. Okay, so it has to be URL query item, URL query item. All right. And now we can finally assign message.url to components.url. Whatever you assign it over here, the URL is not going to be displayed in the message. This is going to be hidden. Okay? So now I can run this again. And you can see now your secret message is not going to be displayed in the conversation. So create message. I'm going to say wanna party. So it's sent like this, but it's there. It's part of the message, and now John is going to receive it. Now what we want is when John clicks on it, he sees the message. So we need to write the code to get the message out. We have put it there, but we need to get it out. Okay? Now, so we can do that inside this guy. We can check if conversation dot selected message is not equal to nil, then there is something in there. And now we need to get it out of there. So let message equals to conversation dot selected message. So we are now going in reverse order. We are going to get the message. We're going to get the components, URL, components, then query item, then the selected query item. Right? If it doesn't work, then I can simply say no message selected. But I can go over here and place multiple guards. So I can say maybe URL message dot URL. Let's see. Let's build this. Okay, so we are good. Let components equals to ns URL components. We can pass in the URL. We are going in completely reverse order. Let's build that. All right. Now we got the components. We can get the query items or item components dot, not this one, components dot query items dot first. Let's see if that builds. That is also good. So I think now at this point we should be able to get the message. So I can say secret message equals to query item and dot value, and this will hold what I passed in originally. Did I miss something? Yeah, this one. Let's see. Okay. So once I'm done with that, I can simply pass in to the view controller that is supposed to display the message. So I can say controller equals to instantiate this one, and pass in the secret message that we just retrieved. All right. This one, and then else block this. Okay. So we're just going in the reverse order. First we created the components, but in this reverse order, we have a message that has a URL. We got the components. Once we got the components, we got the query items, and then that's how we got it to the secret message. Okay. So let's see if we can actually display the secret message or not. Now that can go into a completely different view controller if you want, but I'm going to use the same one. So I'm going to use this one. I can say wanna party, send. I'm still sending the message. This goes as top secret. John is going to receive this message. John is clicking, and we got the message over here, right? Obviously, top secret is not really a good thing because, you know, that's the first thing your mom is going to check. So I'm just going to change it to some other image. And so they are not very suspicious of what's going on. So here we go. I can say, do you want to go to party and not do homework? Right? And then I can send it. And what it sends is, I think, even more suspicious. This is definitely more suspicious, right? Now, John is going to receive the message, and he's going to click on it, and you can see that it displays what you have, right? So that's pretty much it for the talk. I mean, you can create applications like the Camouflage app that I have, messaging, in which the original sender, I have also eliminated the original sender. Once the original sender sends a message, it goes as a smiley face, but then he cannot or she cannot see the message again. It's only one time. So only the receiver, the person who gets the message, they are able to see the message. All right. I think that's pretty much the end of the presentation. Let me see if I have any closing slides. Yes, so yes, one thing, well, I have a Udemy course. Let me actually see. Which discusses the messages. Now if I can just remember what it is called. Here we go. So I have this course on Udemy, right? And it is creating stickers and iMessages. So basically it takes you the same course, the same application that we just built, and another application about RSVP, like I'm going to come, I'm not going to come kind of application. And if you use this code, NS Coder Mexico, you should be able to download the course without anything. All right. Now make sure that you use or view, if you want to watch it, view the course, I would say before May time frame, because I'm working with some other company to build a similar course, and once that course is done, I have to remove this one, licensing. So it will be in May, June-ish time frame, so make sure that you use that. And of course, rate and review the course if you're watching that. All right. All right. And once again, my contact information is azamsharp.com, azamsharp@gmail, and on Twitter I'm on azamsharp. And thank you very much. If you have any questions. Yeah.
Can I use extension to open maybe Facebook or Instagram or Twitter? Like you send me a link in the message, or maybe like the code for verification. If I have an extension from my app, I maybe taking that code and doing the verification automatically.
So the question is if you can open Facebook or URLs, maybe your app.
My app, just write an extension.
I think you can open up your app. There is something called extension context, which allows you to open the app from the extension. But the question of if you can read some request, HTTP request, that I'm not sure, because there is limitation on accessing URLs or consuming URL using anything basically. Yeah. But you can definitely use NS URL session class to read anything you want. But if you want to open a web page or something like that, like from UI application.open, I think that's the one. I don't think Messages extension allows that. Even with the today's extension, it's somehow hard to do that, or they have limited it, so you can't do that.
Can you write a Messages app in Objective-C?
Yes, you can write Objective-C or Swift. Yes, absolutely.
Which service is responsible of the messages sent?
I'm sorry?
Which service is responsible for the messages which receive the message and send it to the other, to the destination?
Which message service?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have, for example, do you have like a, I don't know, server which receives the request?
So the question is which service is responsible for sending. So this is all part of Messages app that is built into the iPhone. So if I go and run, not even run, let's say, oh here we go, this one. So it's part of this app. So it will only work inside iMessages, well, Messages app in your iPhone. Yes. So if you don't have the app and the person is using, let's say if I'm using a secret messaging app and you send a message to some other person who does not have that, then it will also send a link to the app store that you can download the app and use it. Yeah. But it's all part of the Messages app which you see over here, this one. Yeah. Yep.
This example is for iMessage 10.
This works with iMessages 10 and above. Yes.
Can we develop apps for early versions?
No, the minimum target for deployment or iOS SDK will be iOS 10 because this is only available in iOS 10 and above. Yeah.
It is impossible to manipulate in the app sending the message.
The only way you can do it is like this. Well, it's not really manipulating, I think, what you're doing. Well, you can manipulate this, but no, you cannot. Like there are so many security considerations if you can manipulate. Like if I'm saying something to my mother, it can manipulate and say some bad things, then it's a very big security problem. Of course, this application that we built, you can type, hey, you want to go for a party, and yes, I can change that to, hey, you want to go to a bar or something like that. But the person must press the send button, even if they don't know what they're sending, if you hide it like this. Yeah. So you cannot automatically send from your app. At the end, the user must press the button. Yes.
Is it possible to create a room with more people that use the message to more than one listener?
More than one listener. Like in the simulator, unfortunately, it does not allow you to do that. But yes, you can add people to a group or however you message it, like comma, name of the person, and then you can message it and they will both get the same thing. But unfortunately in simulator, the simulator that we're using, iOS simulator, it only is between two people, right? So most of the time I think it should, yes, if you're building a RSVP app or Eventbrite kind of an app that yes, I'm going to come to a party, I'm not going to come, I'm going to come, I'm a maybe, yes, no, maybe, then it would have been nice if I can test all of this out over here. And those kind of scenarios are hard to test. You really need to have a physical device testing on 3 or 4 devices at least. Yeah.
What size are the size of the emoticons that you can use in the
I have used the largest size 600 kilobyte KB and it works fine. I think if you put bigger sizes, Apple does something to make sure that they are not that big. But I have used like really big images, like 600 KB is pretty big and 800 KB is pretty big, but it still works fine. It still works fine, yeah. All right, thank you.